Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and it is Monday night, week 2 of the Pantry Challenge. And this week started our lower carb, healthier eating. Last week was all about using up holiday leftovers. We had a ton, and I just don't see the point in breaking out new items out of the fridge, the freezer, the pantry, if there's enough food in the house to use up. So last week was a little bit odd because it was just using up all kinds of holiday leftovers. And this week will be all about healthy eating, at least what is good for our diet. This is for us. It's going to be a much lower carb way of eating. There will be lots of meat, lots of veggies, some fruit, very little in the way of grains or flours or anything like that. For this next month, that's pretty much going to be cut to a bare minimum. So you may see some almond flour, you may see some quinoa, you may see some brown rice or sweet potatoes or something like that. But on the whole, the meals that you'll be seeing for the next few weeks are going to be a meat base, most likely, with lots of vegetables along with it. So tonight is Monday night, like I said, and I'm super excited because I am getting to break out this new pot that my daughter got me for Christmas. So excited. I've been wanting one of these enamel cast iron pots. So she got me one for Christmas and I am thrilled to get to try it out. So tonight I'm going to be making braised chicken thighs. These are not the normal chicken thighs that I get from Zaycon. I know I've done a couple of videos and I will link those on like freezer meals and stuff I do with chicken thighs. These are just some bone-in, skin-on thighs that I had in the freezer that I picked up at a good deal. So I'm going to do those. I am going to take the skin off, but I'm going to leave the bones in. And I am going to be cooking these in the pot, and then I'm going to be adding kale in with them, and then some other seasonings and onions and things like that. And so it'll be pretty much like a braised chicken thigh on a bed of kale with onions tonight for dinner with a couple of sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. I believe I did a video on this, gosh, it's probably been a year or so, but if I did, I will link that one up in the corner. So it might be a little bit different than what I'm doing tonight, but you have your options of how to do it, because I'm not going to film this one step by step by step. This video would just get too long for a whole week of videos. So I just wanted to give you an overview of how this week is going to look. And I'm going to go ahead and get the skin trimmed off of these and get them cooking in my new pot. All right, let's go. Okay guys, I have some olive oil heating up in my pot on the stove, and I'm going to put the chicken in just a minute, but I just wanted to show you what I have. I have one of the bunches of kale in my sink right now, and this, it's pretty much covered in water. With the black sink, it's kind of hard to tell, but there is vinegar and salt in this water, so that if there's any buggies or any residue or anything like that, it is getting washed away. So I'll pick these up and I'll rinse them and strip them before I add them to the pan. Okay, I have the chicken cooking in the pot in some olive oil, and all I put on it, if you can see this is just a little bit of what's left over. I mixed up too much. Was salt, pepper, and then some of this Trader Joe's smoked paprika. And I know I look like a crazy person with my hair up like this, but I have this thing about my hair being down when I'm in the kitchen cooking. I always try and pull it up, so it's just me. So I have these 3 ingredients. That's all I'm going to put on it right now, and let that start cooking away. It's not going to cook all the way through right now. I just want it to get a nice brown on the outside, and then I'm going to take it out and set it to the side while I start cooking the onions in the same oil that I have the chicken in. And it's not that much oil. It's just a nice coating of olive oil on the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to go ahead and start cutting onions so that I can add it in. Okay guys, so I have the onions cooking in here. This is just where the chicken was. I did put a splash of red wine vinegar in there kind of to deglaze the bottom of the pan. And I'm just letting these to cook down a little bit until they soften up and they're a bit translucent. I just have the chicken sitting here by itself. It's not cooked all the way through yet. I have some carrots here boiling, and I have cauliflower there, and I'm getting ready to start stripping the kale to add into this, and then I'll be putting the chicken back in, and I'll be putting some chicken broth to top everything off.
Okay guys, so the onions are down under here and they cooked up till they were starting to get tender. And this is just one bunch of the kale. It really wilts down a lot. But I think I'm just going to stop here for now. I'm not going to add a second one because I want to go ahead and get this done. And I have put about half a container of this organic chicken broth in here. So I'm going to mix this up really well. And I also added in, kind of back up a little bit, steam. It's fogging up my camera. I did add in the last of that salt and the pepper and paprika, and now I'm just going to lay the chicken thighs on top of this, put the lid on, and turn the temperature down to probably about a 4 on the dial, and just let it finish cooking through and wilting down, and this stuff will have great flavor whenever I bring it out. Okay guys, I have some cauliflower I just cooked down. I don't know exactly how much is here. I just went out to the freezer. I have great big huge bags of it. And I just put some in the pot and boiled it. And I'm going to add a little bit of this chicken broth to it, just a splash. And then I'm going to add a little bit of sour cream, some real butter, this is salted butter, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some salt and pepper. And then I am going to blend this. And this is going to be about the consistency of mashed potatoes. So this is going to take the place of, of mashed potatoes to go along with the chicken. And it is really good. The kids love it. Chris loves it. It's just so easy to make, and you can just blend it up. It looks like mashed potatoes. This is also what I use to top my shepherd's pie when I'm doing low carb shepherd's pie. If you want it to have a little bit of a potato flavor, for shepherd's pie, you can cut up like one small potato, throw it in here and blend it up, and it will take on a little bit more of the taste of the potato. That's just a hint. If you're trying to low carb and you're trying to get some more veggies by your kids, that's something you can do, and it is delicious. Put a little cheese on top of it, and they'll never know the difference. Okay guys, this is dinner tonight. This is the kale with the chicken. Cooking it in this pot, it did not get the brown braise on it that it normally does in a cast iron skillet, but live and learn. I'm just experimenting. So normally it would have a darker, almost a crispiness to the skin, but it's still very flavorful. And the onions and all the seasoning are in there, and it's a nice big bed of kale with one chicken thigh. This is the creamed cauliflower. It looks amazingly like mashed potatoes, and it is super tasty. The carrots, all I did is put a little bit of butter with some salt and some of my homemade vanilla extract. And then these are a couple of the deviled eggs from the chickens. All this stuff I had in the fridge, the freezer, or the pantry. This is going to be our dinner tonight, Monday night. Super low carb. The carrots are really the only majorly carby item on the plate. Okay guys, hope you're having a great evening.
Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and it is day 2 of the second week of the pantry challenge. It is Tuesday night. I just got in from work a little while ago. It's not too late. It's after 6, but not too bad. And tonight I'm going to do something similar to like an egg roll in a bowl. I have a lot of fresh ingredients from the farmer's market, and I had sausage in the freezer. This is some sausage that one of our customers sent us. It's just a smoked sausage, and those were pigs that he raised, and so we know it's good quality sausage. And then this is just some of the Aldi's pork sausage. This is like $1.99 a roll. And then this is the cabbage that I picked up from the farmer's market, the mushrooms, and pepper that I picked up from the farmer's market. Everything else I already had in the fridge. So I'm gonna add celery to this. I'm gonna add green onions and carrots, and then I'm gonna get my seasonings, which I'm gonna use olive oil, just a tiny bit. Oh, and an onion. I need to grab an onion. So I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to the pan, and just a tiny little bit to keep it from sticking when it first starts cooking, and go ahead and get the sausage started. And then I will toss in the onion, and then I'll start tossing in the other ingredients as it cooks down. I am gonna put a little bit of sesame oil and some soy sauce into this, along with some ginger, salt, and pepper. I don't follow an exact recipe. I really cook to taste. I see something I like on Pinterest or a recipe that someone posts, and then I look at what I have and I just kind of make it my own. Every now and then I'll follow a recipe exactly, but that's rare. I'm more of the cooking without recipe school, so I just cook what tastes good. So this is what I'm gonna work on tonight. I may take some of these mushrooms and do a side dish of buttered mushrooms, and then I'm gonna pull out some of my no sugar added applesauce out of the fridge that I canned, and I'm gonna add that just as a side dish. Chris probably will not have that, but I know I want it, and Jaden does. Trevelyn is in college out of town tonight. She has out of town classes a couple nights a week, so she is not here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this, and I'll take you along and show you what it looks like.
Okay guys, I have the pork all cooking in the pot right now, and this is just a mixture of onions, celery, yellow bell pepper, and some green onions. And the regular onion, just I think I had a white onion, I went ahead and put in with the pork to cook down. So I have my little chopper here. I keep forgetting to use this, and it has all of these different attachments to it. And when I remember to use it, it's great, but I forget all the time and just end up hand cutting stuff up. But this, I kind of wanted things more similar in size, so I went ahead and just ran it all through. And I'm gonna go ahead and add this into the pork and go ahead and start shredding the cabbage. Okay guys, this is what it looks like right now. I put in just a little bit more broth, and it is all cooking down along with the other seasonings. And I'll show you what seasonings I added in. I'm just keeping it lightly covered so that some of the steam can escape. Since I'm not serving this, I have mushrooms going in the microwave. So so the steam can escape, I'm letting the lid be partially off to get rid of a lot of that moisture. Okay, this is what I have in it. I did add some garlic and just some minced garlic to give it some seasoning. And then I have some pure sesame oil. And instead of soy sauce, I put these liquid aminos. And then I have salt, I have pepper over there, and I have ginger. So that is all that is in there, in addition to the stock and sausage that's going to give it flavor. And I did taste a little bit of the liquid, and it is delicious. So I'm going to finish up the mushrooms. That's one of the side things that we are going to do. And then I'm going to go get some of my pure applesauce, no sugar added. There's nothing added to it. It is just apples that I had steamed and then pressed through and canned. So that is what we're going to have for dinner. I'll come back when it's all done and I dish it up. Okay guys, here is our finished product. Not everybody's plate is exactly the same. Chris is not having any of the homemade applesauce tonight. Jaden has the last of one that we had in the refrigerator because he's not watching his sugar as much as we are. So this is the apple pie filling applesauce. I just had a little bit of it left over, and I put some grapes with his. Mine, I have the mushrooms, the tomatoes, and I have the no sugar applesauce with mine. And Chris, it just has the mushrooms. I gave him some extra mushrooms and tomatoes and a little extra of this since he didn't have anything else with his. So this is our dinner, day 2, week 2 of the pantry challenge. Okay, I hope everybody else is having a wonderful dinner this evening. Okay guys, y'all are getting a little bit of bonus footage. It is about 10:40 at night. Chris is a little hungry, so I am making him a late night snack. I have cucumbers and ranch. This is some Mexican white fried cheese I just cooked up in a pan. And then these are like little ham cups. It's a piece of ham, and then they're filled with cream cheese, bacon, cheddar cheese, garlic, and onion. And whatever is not finished up will be for breakfast. All right. Hey guys, it is Wednesday night, and tonight we are having pumpkin sausage soup. And I think I'm gonna make some zucchini carrot tots with a small tossed salad. And I just had to go back and remind myself of all the ingredients in this. I just didn't want to leave anything out. And I will link it up here in the corner because I've made this one in the past. This is one of our favorites. This is definitely one of mine and Chris's favorite soups to make. And there are no kids here tonight. It's just Chris and I. Both of the kids have other engagements and they are not home. So this is what I'm going to make us for dinner, and there will be plenty of leftovers for the rest of the week, which I love because this, like I said, this is one of my favorite soups, and as the week progresses, it's actually going to be getting colder, which I'm happy about also. So just real quick, just to recap what you need. You need 1 thing of sausage. Sometimes I'll put 2 in here. Chris does like it a little bit meatier, but I'm running a little bit low on this, so I'm only going to use 1. All you really need is 1. And then an onion. The original recipe calls for like half a cup or something like that, or half an onion. I don't remember. I put a whole onion, whatever I have. Garlic. I have minced garlic right here. Italian seasoning. This is some of my homemade Italian seasoning. Mushrooms I picked up from the farmer's market. Canned pumpkin that I have been picking up from Aldi and stockpiling whenever it is on sale. This is, it calls for chicken broth, but I'm going to use homemade turkey stock. This is some that I did back, let me see if I have the July of this year. And then it calls for heavy whipping cream. I have used everything. Tonight I'm going to put some half and half in here. But I have used regular milk. I have used almond milk. I have used coconut milk. Regular milk, you know, the low calorie milk, whatever. All you really need is a dairy milk of some sort, regardless of what kind it is. Coconut is actually really, really good, and you can throw a little bit of nutmeg or something in with it when you use coconut milk. That is absolutely delicious. So you can change it up just a little bit. Tonight, I'm going to keep it pretty simple by the book because Chris likes it better this way. So I'm going to go ahead and get the sausage going, and then to that, I'm going to throw the onions in. I go ahead and cook the onions and the sausage together. And like I said, I will link the video so you guys can see really step-by-step how to do this recipe, because it's worth doing. And my kids swear they do not like pumpkins and they do not like mushrooms, but my children eat this and I just don't say anything to them. So it's really good. Okay guys, what I'm making to go with the pumpkin sausage soup is some zucchini carrot tots, and I did toss just a little bit of almond flour in here. I've made it a little bit too soupy. I'd over blended the zucchini just a little bit, and instead of pouring off a ton of the juice, I just went ahead and added a little bit of almond flour. So all that is in here is maybe 1/8 of a cup, maybe if that, of almond flour, couple of zucchini, couple of carrots, onions, Parmesan, a little bit of cheddar, garlic, salt, and pepper. So I'm going to put this on some parchment paper and pop it in the oven at 400. I will include the link up here on how to make these. And you can do them actually so they come out a little bit better in the little mini muffin tins. But I'm using my toaster oven and my pan is too big for the toaster oven. So I'm just going to do them on here. They'll be fine. They just won't have as great a shape. Okay guys, this is dinner all plated up. Here is the pumpkin sausage soup, the zucchini tots, and a tossed salad. And I just made some low carb dipping sauce for the zucchini tots, but they don't necessarily need them. You can use whatever you want if you want ranch or something like that. And this is dinner for Wednesday night. Okay guys, it is Thursday night and it is our bowling night like we usually do. You want to keep on? We are having leftovers. This kid decides he wants peanut butter and jelly for dinner. Whatever. It's almost 9:30 at night. It's a really late night, so if he wants to have peanut butter and jelly for dinner, then so be it. But we are going to have leftovers. These are the options, and we're probably going to do this tomorrow night also because there are so much of the soup left over. So there are a couple of chicken thighs in here with some kale, a little bit of creamed cauliflower, a little bit of carrots, pumpkin sausage soup, and this is that egg roll in a bowl. So more than enough for 2 meals. So we'll do this tonight and probably tomorrow night also. All right, guys, I hope you're having a great evening. Hey guys, it is Saturday night and it is almost 7 o'clock and I'm just now starting on dinner. I have some thin cut pork chops defrosting here. These are some that I got on a BOGO, so it was about $4 and something for this whole pile of pork chops. I'm just gonna season them with a little bit of this Trader Joe's everyday seasoning. It just has a nice combination of flavors in there, and I'm going to add a little bit of smoked paprika also to that, and I'll put a little bit of butter and probably a little bit of baking grease in the pan, and I'm just going to pan fry all these, and then we'll snack on them for the rest of the weekend when anybody wants something. I'm also going to do eggs. The chickens are still laying well, so I'm going to make some pork chops and some fried eggs. And then I'm also going just to make a kind of like a cold salad. I have a cucumber here and some tomatoes, feta, this Parmesan, garlic, rosemary, olive oil with a little bit of balsamic glaze I'm going to do over the top with some fresh basil and some avocado. So I'm just going to chop all of that up, mix it together, marinate it real well, let it sit in the fridge while I cook the pork chops and fry up some eggs. Okay, this is our dinner for Saturday evening. These are just a couple of these really thin pork chops that I pan fried and seasoned, some of our farm fresh eggs, our avocado, cucumber, tomato salad, and just a little dollop of cottage cheese just to kind of round it out. Pretty low carb. The only real carbs are in some in the cottage cheese and a little bit of the balsamic vinaigrette that I have in here, but everything else is relatively low carb. Okay guys, this is our dinner. Hope you're having a good evening. Hey guys, it is Sunday night and this is the last meal of this week, and on my meal plan I had leftovers, and that's going to be partially true. I do still have pumpkin sausage soup. That's the last of the leftovers, what we don't eat tonight. I'm sure I'll finish up one day for lunch. And then I'm going to make, last time I'd made some ham cups. I have some turkey here, some leftover turkey. There's a little bit left. So I'm going to go ahead and make some turkey cups. And there is no recipe. I am going to use some cream cheese, but I also am going to add some Greek yogurt in, and then I have some little bit of leftover bacon here, little bit of leftover cheese here, some bacon that's opened here. So I'm just going to mix all that in. I'll cut a few of the green onions that I have growing here, mix that in with a little bit of seasoning, make some ham cups, or turkey cups, turkey cups tonight, super low carb, along with the soup. And then just because I am craving some bread, I really want some bread, I am going to make some apple cinnamon low carb muffins. And I have the recipe right here. It's 2 cups of almond flour, 3 eggs, 1 cup of unsweetened applesauce, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and nuts if I decide. I think I may put some walnuts in there. I'm going to look and see what I already have open. But this is my homemade vanilla, my applesauce, eggs from the chickens, and this is organic honey that we pick up local. So I'm going to go ahead and whip this together first, pop it in the oven because it's going to take the longest to bake. And then I'm going to put these together, pop those in the oven, and then just warm up soup for whoever wants soup. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out. Okay, I just pulled everything out of the oven. These are the ham or turkey cups. I ended up using a little bit of ham that I had to open that other package. So some of these are ham, some of these are turkey. And then these are the muffins. I have some sliced tomatoes that I have salt and pepper on, and warmed up the last of the pumpkin sausage soup. I'll get it dished up and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so this is our dinner all plated up. The only carbs are the tomatoes and the applesauce, and a little bit of honey that is in the muffins. Everything else is extremely, extremely low carb. So this is our dinner tonight, and we will start a new week tomorrow. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday evening.